Chosen one. You tried to warn them, but they didn't listen. And now the devastating consequences have arrived. You felt the shift before any visible fallout. That calm certainty in your spirit wasn't random. It was the moment the cosmic gavel dropped. Behind closed doors you'll never enter. In conversations you'll never hear. The ones who mocked your insight are watching everything they set in motion crash down. You saw the full domino pattern long before they hit the first piece. You told them exactly what would happen, not vaguely, but with precision. They called you negative, and then they pushed anyway. Now the chain reaction is unfolding exactly as you predicted. This is not revenge, this is validation. Your discernment has graduated into authority. From this moment forward, your voice carries weight because reality proved you right. Let's rewind to that moment, that conversation. That day when you opened your mouth and spoke truth that nobody wanted to hear. You remember it clearly, the way the room got quiet, the way people exchanged glances, the way someone changed the subject a little too quickly. You weren't speaking from emotion that day. You weren't guessing. You saw something. You knew something. And here's what made that moment so significant. You had a choice. You could have stayed quiet. You could have let people walk into that trap without saying a word, but you spoke anyway. You didn't just give a warning, you gave a roadmap, you gave specifics, you told people exactly what would happen if certain paths continued. You laid it out with clarity that should have been impossible to misunderstand, but here's what you didn't know at the time. That warning wasn't just for one person, it was for everyone who was watching, everyone who heard you speak. Everyone who had to choose in that moment whether to trust your discernment or dismiss it. People chose dismissal, and not just quiet dismissal, loud dismissal, public dismissal. People made sure everyone knew you weren't being listened to. A case was built against your credibility. Supporters were gathered who agreed that you were wrong. An entire narrative was created where you were the problem, the negative one, the paranoid one, the jealous one who couldn't stand to see others succeed. And you know what you did? You let it happen. You didn't argue. You didn't defend. You didn't try to convince anyone. You stated your truth once with clarity, and then you stepped back. You trusted that time would reveal everything. And chosen one, time is revealing everything right now. Every person who witnessed you give that warning has been watching, quietly, secretly. Even the ones who publicly agreed with those who dismissed you have been watching. People have been tracking the patterns, noting the details, comparing what you said would happen to what's actually happening. And right now, those same people are going back through their memories, replaying that conversation, remembering your words with stunning accuracy, and realizing something that's about to change your entire trajectory. You weren't warning just one person. You were demonstrating your level of discernment to everyone in your circle. You were showing what you're capable of seeing, and now people know, now people understand, now you're never going to be dismissed again. What's happening right now is reputation building of the highest order. You're not building a reputation through self-promotion. Your reputation is being built by reality itself, by outcomes, by consequences, by the undeniable evidence that you see what others don't. And this kind of reputation is unshakable. It can't be cancelled, it can't be torn down by gossip, because it's not based on perception, it's based on proof. You now have something that money can't buy, and manipulation can't create. You have demonstrated accuracy, and people are going to line up to access that level of insight, because everyone wants to avoid the pain that comes from making blind decisions. The consequences aren't just hitting. Consequences are hitting in layers. The first wave already came through. That was the public stuff, the deal that fell apart, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that disappeared. That's the surface level. But there's a second wave that just started. And this one is devastating in ways that won't be public for a long time, maybe never. Right now there are legal documents being filed that nobody knows about yet. There are financial audits happening that haven't been announced. There are investigations starting that haven't been disclosed. There are conversations happening in boardrooms, in law offices, in private meetings where decisions are being made that will completely alter trajectories. And here's the part that should make you sit up straight. Every single thing that's happening right now traces back to the exact choice you warned against. That partnership you said not to enter. It's unraveling in ways that expose everything else that was being hidden. That person you said not to trust, now protecting themselves at everyone else's expense. That shortcut you said not to take. It left evidence that's being examined right now by people with authority. But here's where it gets even deeper. The people who dismissed your warning are experiencing something worse than external consequences. Internal devastation is happening. That voice in the head that won't shut up. That replay of your words on an endless loop. That realization when sleep won't come, that you were right and the choice was catastrophically wrong. You know what that does to someone's psyche. It breaks something fundamental. It shatters the illusion of infallibility. It forces questioning of every other decision ever made. It creates a crisis of confidence that no amount of external success can fix. While crisis is happening for others, you're in clarity. While chaos is happening elsewhere, you're in peace. While scrambling is happening to do damage control, you're calmly building your future. This contrast isn't accidental. This is divine strategy. What's coming for you requires confidence, not confusion. Authority, not anxiety. Power, not panic. Every bit of devastation happening elsewhere is removing an obstacle from your path. Every door that's closing for others is opening a door for you. Every reputation being lost by others is credibility you're gaining, and it's all happening simultaneously, right now, in real time. The warning you gave wasn't just information. It was a test, a spiritual litmus test that revealed the true nature of everyone who heard it. Your words didn't change anyone. Your words revealed who people already were. The ones who listened were already operating from wisdom. The ones who rejected it were already operating from pride. Your warning simply made visible what was invisible. Now the consequences being experienced aren't just punishment for a bad decision. These are the natural result of a character flaw that your warning exposed. Not just one wrong choice was made, a pattern was demonstrated of choosing ego over wisdom. And that pattern has been playing out in every area of life. Consequences don't just stop at the first impact. Consequences compound. Consequences multiply. When the choice you warned against was made, not just one bad decision happened. A cascade was triggered. That decision led to other decisions. Those decisions created obligations. Those obligations forced compromises. Those compromises damaged relationships. Those damaged relationships closed doors, and now being trapped in a web of consequences that keeps expanding is the reality. Meanwhile, you're experiencing the exact opposite pattern. Your obedience to speak truth is compounding in your favor. The respect you earned by giving that warning is opening doors you didn't even know existed. The doors that are opening are introducing you to people who are introducing you to other people. Those connections are creating opportunities that are creating more opportunities. It's an upward spiral that accelerates with each rotation. This is divine mathematics. This is how the universe balances itself. The downward spiral happening elsewhere funds your upward ascension. If this resonates with your inner knowing, hype this video to help fellow chosen ones find their way here. Now here's where the story splits into two completely different realities. Because not everyone ignored you. Some people heard what you said and took it seriously. Some people trusted your discernment even when it went against what was wanted to be believed. Some people chose wisdom over ego. And right now, those people are having a completely different experience. Watching the devastation unfold from a safe distance is happening. Seeing exactly what you saved them from is clear. And measuring the difference between where people are and where people could have been is creating something powerful in your favor. Let me break down what's actually happening with the people who listened. First, gratitude is present. Not just casually thankful, Deeply, genuinely grateful in a way that creates loyalty you can't buy. People know you didn't have to speak up. People know you put yourself at risk by warning them. And now watching is happening of people who made the opposite choice, dealing with consequences that were avoided because of you. That creates a bond that's unbreakable. These people will go to war for you. Defending your name in rooms you'll never enter will happen. Vouching for you in conversations you'll never hear will occur. Opening doors for you that you didn't even know existed will take place. Second, learning is happening. Studying you is occurring. Attention is being paid to how you move, how you think, how you make decisions. Watching is happening of how you handled being dismissed, how you maintained your peace when everyone was attacking your credibility, how you stayed in your lane when you could have said, "I told you so." This is creating something you don't even realize yet. You're building a following, not social media followers, real followers, people who trust your judgment more than their own, people who will seek your counsel before making major decisions. Third, spreading the word is occurring. Right now, the people who listen to you are having conversations with other people. Telling the story of how you warned them is happening. Explaining what was avoided because you were trusted is taking place. This is how your reputation is being built without you having to promote yourself. This is how your influence is expanding without you having to force it. And the people who didn't listen are watching this happen too. Seeing how the ones who trusted you are being treated is clear. Noticing the respect you're getting is evident, and it's devastating in a whole different way. Because now dealing is happening not just with the consequences of a bad decision, but also with the consequences of disrespecting you. The devastating consequences that are rolling in right now, these aren't the final wave. There's something else coming, something bigger. You've been feeling it, that sense that something major is about to shift, that awareness that you're on the edge of a breakthrough, that knowing that your season is changing. So let me name it for you. Your dreams are about to manifest in rapid succession, not slowly, not gradually, rapidly. The things you've been praying for are about to show up so fast you won't have time to process one before the next one arrives. The doors that were closed are about to swing open all at once. The opportunities you've been waiting for are about to present themselves simultaneously. The connections you needed are about to form in the same time period. The resources you required are about to be released in bulk. And here's why this is devastating to the people who dismissed you. Watching it happen is going to be required. Witnessing your elevation in real time is going to occur. And there's nothing that can be done about it except sit in the consequences of choices while you step into the rewards of yours. The universe doesn't just punish those who reject wisdom. The universe rewards those who speak it. Every time you opened your mouth and spoke truth that nobody wanted to hear, you were depositing credit into a cosmic account. Every time you stood firm when everyone was telling you to back down, you were earning interest on that deposit. Every time you maintained your integrity when compromise would have been easier, you were multiplying your balance. And right now, the universe is about to pay out that account with compound interest. Conversations are occurring about you in rooms you've never been in. People you've never met are hearing your name. Opportunities you didn't apply for are being offered to you. Doors you didn't knock on are opening. Connections you didn't pursue are forming. Resources you didn't ask for are being allocated. And all of this is happening because your reputation precedes you now. The people who listened to you and avoided catastrophe are telling others about you. The ones who watched you handle disrespect with grace are recommending you. Your character has been marketing you in spaces your resume never touched. And now the harvest is coming in. This is the moment where the story reaches its peak, where everything you've been building toward comes together, where the power dynamic shifts so dramatically that everyone has to adjust their understanding of who you are. Within a season, something is going to occur that validates you so publicly, so undeniably, that even your enemies will have to acknowledge your authority. I'm not talking about a small win. I'm talking about a massive, undeniable demonstration of divine favor that makes everyone reconsider everything thought about you. Some of you are about to close a deal that was impossible. Some of you are about to receive an offer that was implausible. Some of you are about to step into a position that was improbable. And here's what makes this moment so powerful. It's going to happen in the same space where you gave your warning, the same circle, the same community, the same industry. The same people who watched you get dismissed are going to watch you get elevated, and the timing is so perfect, so precise, so poetic, that everyone will understand this isn't coincidence. This is divine justice operating in real time. Let me tell you what's going to happen when this moment arrives. First, shock is going to occur. People are going to need a minute to process what just happened. Because it's not just that you succeeded, it's that you succeeded at a level that shouldn't have been possible. It's that you accessed opportunities that were supposedly reserved for people with different credentials, different connections, different backgrounds. It's that you broke through ceilings that were supposed to be impenetrable. Second, a rush of people trying to get close to you is going to happen. People who ignored you are going to suddenly remember you. People who dismissed you are going to suddenly respect you. People who mocked you are going to suddenly seek your counsel. And this is where your discernment needs to be razor sharp, because not everyone who shows up in your harvest season deserves access to your next season. Not everyone who wants to celebrate with you earned the right to be at your table. Third, a shift in how people interact with you is going to happen. The casual disrespect stops. The dismissive attitudes disappear, the condescending tones vanish, people start checking themselves before speaking to you, people start considering your words more carefully, people start valuing your time more highly. Why? Because you've demonstrated something that can't be faked. You've proven that you see what others don't. You've made it clear that dismissing you is expensive, and nobody wants to pay that price twice. After that moment of public validation, something shifts permanently. You're not the same person anymore. You can feel it in how you carry yourself. You can see it in how people respond to you. You've graduated from potential to proven, from promising to powerful, from rising to arrived. And this isn't arrogance. This isn't ego. This is earned authority that comes from being tested, tried, and vindicated. You're operating from a frequency now that most people never reach. Your words carry more weight. When you speak, people listen. When you give advice, people take it. When you set a boundary, people respect it. You're no longer having to convince anyone of your value. You're no longer having to defend your decisions. You're no longer having to explain your choices. You're simply operating from a place of such obvious authority that questioning you feels foolish. This is the reward for enduring the season where everyone questioned everything you said. This is what you get for being willing to look crazy until reality proved you sane. But here's where it gets really powerful. You're not just operating at a higher level, you're opening doors for others who are coming behind you. The people who trusted you when you gave that warning, you're pulling them up with you, you're creating opportunities for them. You're becoming the person for them that you wish someone had been for you. This is how legacy gets built, not by climbing alone, but by reaching back while you're ascending. You know what terrifies people more than anything? Someone who can't be shaken. Someone who remains calm when everyone else is panicking. Someone who maintains clarity when chaos is everywhere. That's you right now. And that unshakable quality is creating a power dynamic that's working entirely in your favor. Because when you can't be manipulated by chaos, when you can't be distracted by noise, when you can't be moved by opposition, you become unstoppable. Think about how you've been moving through this entire situation. You gave the warning. Rejection happened. You didn't argue. You didn't plead. You simply stated truth and moved on. When public dismissal happened, you didn't defend yourself, you simply kept working. When the consequences started rolling in for others, you didn't gloat, you simply kept building. This level of restraint, this level of discipline, this level of focus, it's rare and it's powerful beyond measure. Your silence is more powerful than any words you could speak right now. Your focus is more devastating than any attack you could launch. Your peace is more disruptive than any chaos you could create. Because you're demonstrating something that most people never learn. True power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. True power simply exists, and everything around it adjusts. You've become that kind of power, the kind that doesn't need validation because it is the validation. The kind that doesn't need approval because it is the standard. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation, and attacks, while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose, and the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition, and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. Something shifted without you even realizing it. You stopped being the person who speaks warnings and became the person who embodies truth. You're not telling people what to do anymore. You're showing them what's possible. You're not explaining principles. You're demonstrating them. You're not teaching lessons. You're living them. And that shift from speaker to embodiment is what separates the influential from the forgettable. You're now a walking challenge to every excuse people have been using to stay mediocre. Your existence disrupts comfort. Your success invalidates justifications. Your integrity exposes compromises. You're making it harder for people to lie to themselves about why people aren't where people want to be. People watched you build from the same starting point. People watched you face the same obstacles. People watched you endure the same opposition. And you still won. That makes you a mirror. And some people hate what gets seen when looking at you. But for the people who are ready to grow, you're exactly what was needed. You're proof that it can be done. Evidence that principles work when actually applied. Confirmation that divine order is real and responsive. You're giving people something more valuable than advice. You're giving a model, a template, a demonstration of what happens when alignment with truth happens and refusal to compromise exists. This is your legacy being built in real time. Not what you say, what you do. Not what you preach, what you practice. Not what you promise, what you produce. And the beautiful part is that you're not trying to be an example. You're just being yourself at the highest level. You're just living according to the principles you believe in. And that authenticity is what makes you credible. People can smell when someone is performing, but recognition also happens when someone is genuinely operating from a place of power, and you are. The split that happened wasn't a loss, it was an extraction. It was divine surgery, removing what needed to be removed so you could heal properly and move forward without infection. Your truth acted like a magnet. It attracted those who were aligned and repelled those who weren't. It pulled close those who valued integrity and pushed away those who preferred comfort. And that process, as painful as it was absolutely necessary for where you're going next. You can't build an empire with people who don't believe in the vision. You can't create legacy with people who don't respect the mission. The people who dismissed your warning revealed something crucial about themselves. Revelation happened that trust of own judgment mattered more than divine guidance. Revelation happened that ego was valued more than wisdom. And people with that mindset will sabotage everything you're trying to build. So the universe did you a favor. Removal happened before damage could be done to what's being constructed in your life. Now some of those people are going to try to come back after the consequences fully hit, after the devastation fully sets in, after all other options are exhausted. And this is where you have to be absolutely ruthless in your discernment. Not everyone who repents deserves reconciliation. Not everyone who apologizes has earned access. Not everyone who admits wrong has changed enough to be trusted. You're going to have to make decisions that look cold to people who don't understand spiritual warfare. You're going to have to maintain boundaries that seem harsh to people who don't value their own energy, and that's okay. You're not building for everyone's approval. You're building for divine purpose. You have to release the bitterness from the warning season. You have to let go of the resentment from being dismissed. You have to drop the grudges from being disrespected, not because people deserve forgiveness, because you deserve freedom, 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 because you can't catch new blessings with hands that are still clutching old hurts. You can't step into your future while dragging your past behind you. This is the moment to make a conscious decision. I'm releasing everyone who didn't listen. I'm releasing everyone who didn't believe. Releasing everyone who didn't support, not because I approve of what was done, because I refuse to let what was done determine what I receive. This is power, this is maturity, this is readiness for the next level. Start making practical preparations for overflow right now. Clear space in your life for what's coming. That means clearing your schedule of activities that don't serve your vision. It means clearing your phone of contacts who drain your energy. It means clearing your mind of doubts that limit your capacity. You need space to receive. You need room for the new. You need capacity for the upgrade. The overflow that's coming requires you to be ruthless about what gets your attention, because attention is the currency of manifestation. Whatever you give your attention to expands. Your platform is expanding, not just your social media following, your actual influence, your real reach, the number of people who are paying attention to your life. This expansion is happening because of how you handled the warning season. And right now you're gaining followers in the truest sense. People who are genuinely influenced by your example, who are adjusting their lives based on what's being learned from watching you. Use your platform wisely. Speak when you have something valuable to say. Be silent when silence is more powerful. Share your wins in ways that inspire others without making people feel inferior. Be real without being reckless. Be vulnerable without being a victim. Be confident without being arrogant. Your platform is a tool. Build with it. Create space for others to grow. Use your voice to amplify truth. Use your influence to shift culture. Use your success to prove that integrity wins. This is legacy work. This is how you turn your vindication into something that outlasts your lifetime. Everything that happened had to happen exactly the way it did. You had to give that warning so the righteous could be separated from the reckless. You had to endure the dismissal so your character could be tested. You had to watch people ignore you so divine justice could be demonstrated. The gavel struck. The verdict came in. The consequences rolled out. And you, standing tall in your truth, are about to discover that being right isn't the reward. The reward is what being right positioned you to receive. The doors opening, the opportunities arriving, the connections forming, the resources releasing, the favor activating, the dreams manifesting, the vision materializing, the purpose fulfilling, the destiny unfolding. You tried to warn them. Listening didn't happen. The devastating consequences have arrived for those who ignored you. But chosen one, the devastating blessings have arrived for you. And this is just the beginning. Your best days aren't behind you. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greatest moments aren't in your past. Your greatest moments are in your future. Your biggest wins aren't in your memory. Your biggest wins are in your destiny. Now walk into them with your head high, your confidence unshakable, and your authority undeniable. This is your time. This is your season. This is your moment. Own it.